It's Sting! What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another Snap a Figure review. Today we have the AEW Unmatched and Luminaries Will Ospreay and Sting figures. These guys are fresh out of Walmart. Went on a toy hunt and found most of the sets, so we picked up these guys. That toy hunt is up now on the channel if you want to check it out. But this is my first Ospreay figure and my second kind of Sting figure from this era. I have one kind of similar we could see in comparisons, but let's just get into it. We'll start with Ospreay. So looking at Ospreay's packaging, get the figure in there, the plastic window, AEW up at the top, Ospreay over here, unmatched. Get the silver all throughout because it is an unmatched figure. Get him on the side, on the back. It would have been nice if he came with his jacket. I think he has like a Shop AEW exclusive that comes with it, but would have been cool to see in this figure. The signature here, rest of the set. We did find Jay White, but it is the 1 out of 5,000 chase, so I'm not going to be reviewing that. And then AEW aside. That's enough for the packaging. Let's get him out of the box, bro. And here we have the aerial assassin out of his packaging. And I'm feeling that this is a pretty good AEW figure. For its like first time in line, I think this is a pretty good one. So you're starting out with Will Ospreay's accessories. You get fisted interchangeable hands. You get a lot of interchangeability with this figure, but no claw clips, so you get fisted hands. You get like kind of like AEW's version of Mike holding hands, kind of like grappling. You could hold anything with these type of hands, and you get the one pointing finger hand for right hand. So, but then the main like accessories, you get two heads that come with this figure. Here you have like a screaming, yelling expression. The hair looks really nice, how it's sculpted. I think these two head scans have a good likeness to Ospreay. AEW has like, in my opinion, more a little bit like cartoony toward in comparison to Mattel's, like more realistic, I feel. But yeah, mine has like a little like dent. I'm not sure what that is, only on one side. But these two head scans, I feel like they're a little shiny. And then here you have like a straight face. It also has this dent. I'm not sure what that's about. But the sculpting of the hair and the likeness is pretty good in my opinion. I'm not sure what the shininess is about. So let's just get straight into it. The figure itself, get like a kind of like a skinnier, more tone type of torso. AEW always has like the different type of torsos, kind of like Ultimate, very flexible, very articulate. Head scan, we already went over the head scan. Let me get this focus a little bit better. Shoulders, arms, you get the pins, elbow pad, white wrist tape on both sides. Then the attire, so we have this like black and green attire. You get like green like stripe line, and this is where all the details at. So you gotta focus up. Here is like, you kind of have like this dragon design. Got like green, silver, line it up a little bit better. Looks really nice. And more of those lines. Same type of design on the other side. And then you get black knee pads, black kick pads, but most of the design is like where the dragon is. It's not like that flashy, but if you want to get into articulation, head goes up a lot. AEW definitely has that over Mattel. Good head articulation. Down that much. All the way around. Doesn't go side to side as much. Then shoulders up. All the way around. You get the bicep cut, double jointed elbows, hands all the way around. Then the torso here, you go back, forward, you go side to side, you could twist, you get torso twist, but it will pop off. That's another thing I forgot to mention. AEW figures, you could switch and like match them all around. So that's cool. Then the kick, it's not the highest, but it's not the worst. If you play with it a little, it'll be better. Thigh cut, and you get the double jointed pin knees, a little bit hindered by the knee pad, cut here at the shin, then up, down on the ankles, and it does go all the way around. So Ospreay's got some good articulation. AEW figures are usually pretty good, not loose, so that's definitely a good thing. Here's Ospreay up next to some AEW figures. Over here on the left, you have the Supreme Kenny Omega, and then here on the right, the Hangman Adam Page. I don't have any other Ospreay figures to compare it to, so that's it for comparisons. Now next up, we got the Luminaries, kind of like Surfer Sting. So getting into the packaging, it is a little bit different than Ospreay's because it is a Luminaries figure. As you can see, you get the blue, and I don't know if it picks up on cameras, kind of like shining, like rainbow. AEW over here. Then you get like this purple pink kind of like accent around the plastic window. Sting on the side, the number. Get Luminaries collection. Then you get Sting over here. AEW. Another picture of Sting. In the back, really bright. Kind of gives you like a shock, flash. Then all purple around Sting and the rest of the set. But that's it for Sting's packaging. We're gonna have to open them though, and there goes the box. But let's get him out. And here is Stinger out of his packaging. This is a pretty good Sting figure, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll start with the accessories and then we'll get into it. So here with Sting's accessories, you get a whole bunch of hands and 2 heads. Here we got the same open kind of mic holding hands as we've seen with Will Ospreay. Then over here, basic fisting hands. Need these. Then these kind of remind me with like a Finn Balor type of hand. It looks literally like the same, just the AEW's version. So like pointing. And then you got like this claw kind of hand, which I've never really seen before, so this is nice. Now the heads, you get 2 different expressions and face paint and hairstyle. So over here, as you can see the difference in the face paint, this one has the teeth like showing all out. It does have that little dent too, and I'm not sure why they have that. And this screaming expression. Now on the back, you have the different hairstyles. Mine has a little scratch there, but hopefully we can get that off. It doesn't look like a big deal. So 2 different head scans. That's nice how they didn't just change the expression and they gave you all different looks of Sting. Here's the figure itself, and you got a nice clean blue and white attire. So the head scan we already went over. I did realize mine has like a little smudge there. I have to try and get that off. We'll see. Hopefully it's not the biggest issue. And torso, kind of more buff torso, the more buff arms. Okay, and you got that. We already went over the head scan. And nice white tights, and then you have a little scorpion on the side. Really nice, definitely pops. I just find it to be so clean, this attire. Then the boots, little buckles on the side. Very plain, but I think it fits Sting perfectly. Very, very clean. Here's what the screaming head looks like on the figure, and it fits pretty good. Looking at its articulation though, head goes up really good, down really good as well, goes all the way around. Shoulders up, down, all the way around, bicep cut, double jointed elbows, hands, articulation normal. The torso goes back, forward really good. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, AEW torsos do have a really good range of motion. You go side to side, you twist a little as well. Does the splits, a little tight, but I'm not complaining. I'd rather be tight than loose. Kicks up pretty good. Not the best, but not the worst either. Thigh cut. Then you get the double jointed knees with the pins. Really good, no knee pads hindering. Then the cut at the boot and ankles. Really good articulation there. So the Sting pose is pretty good. Hopefully you get them in. Hopefully you get him in that Scorpion Death Drop and the Sharpshooter. And here is all of my Sting figures. I went from only having this red one right here to all of these, so I think I built up a pretty good collection of them. Here you got a red, white, and blue Sting over here. Really nice figure, pretty rare as well. Then the Crow Sting, which is probably still my favorite out of all of them. I still have to go with him. Then the one we just reviewed, based off his return to WWE when he went against Triple H, like the Authority kind of. Here's an AEW Sting, just regular current day, and another AEW Sting from his last match. So definitely got a lot of cool Stings to put this guy up next to. And I can't forget my 1 out of 5,000 Sting I found a few years ago at a Target. It was just chilling on the peg, so picked him up. I was in shock. It was my first ever AEW chase. Really happy with this one. Got them all protected in the box. He's a little dusty. Gotta clean that up a little, but there is my whole Sting collection. Here's Sting up next to a Mattel Ric Flair figure with the big gold title. So let's see how the big gold looks on Sting. And I think you get away with it. I feel like the big gold looks good on anyone, I'm not gonna lie. And then here's Sting up next to Darby Allin with the half Sting, half Darby face paint. So that's it for your Sting review. I think this is a pretty good Sting. AEW does do their Stings very well. I have to say that about them, have to admit it. Now, in my opinion, I think these two are definitely must-haves because Sting, who knows if will ever be back in WWE with the Mattel line. So I think AEW Jazwares is your best bet. And Ospreay, I don't see him going to WWE either because the way he speaks about it and everything. But you never say never. So these are definitely a must-have for my collection. So if I was to rate Sting, I think I would give him a 9. You could go 8 or 9 out of 10. There's really not much issues. The only reason is just like AEW figures, I'm not the biggest fan of them. I have to admit, I like Mattel better. But I do have to give this thing a 9. It's very good representation and everything. Ospreay, you could go 7 to 8 out of 10 with him. Again, I'm not the biggest AEW collector, but the jacket, not coming with a jacket, definitely brought down the score a little. I think a jacket would have really added to the figure. Definitely would have made him pop. But I'm going to stay with like a 7 or 8 out of 10. But that's it for the review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to drop a like, comment your thoughts on these figures, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.